everyone. Welcome to another episode of Wonderful Beauty.
So it's been a long time since we've been here. Both been kind of busy with real life outside of the show. Whoever told you that adulting is fun, they lied.
It's a total lie. But yeah, long story short, I went to LA for a family reunion / it was my grandmother-in-law's 92nd birthday. So congrats to her, seriously. And she was so active. She was just like walking around and saying hi to everyone. She saw the great grandkids. I mean, she was awake the whole time. She probably got tired from taking photos, but she was having a blast.
Cute. That reminds me so much of your grandmother, because until her funeral, I had no idea how old she was. Well, a lot has happened, not just with us, but also in the K-pop world in general. So today is June 19th. First off, shout out, it's actually my mother's birthday today.
Woo! Happy birthday!
She's currently in Mexico, which I always remember because her birthday is the day after Shonu's birthday, which was yesterday.
Nice.
But a lot has happened starting all the way back in May since the last time we recorded. So we're just kind of going to go through a couple of things, and we've got things to say about everything. We're going to do like anniversaries, comebacks. We did get some enlistment news, big news for concerts as well.
TJ, why don't you start out with the first one?
Absolutely. So May 14th was actually Monsta X's 10th anniversary, which in the third generation, that's kind of wild because a lot of third generation groups didn't make it past the 7-year curse, which is wild to think that we have SHINee just celebrated their 17th anniversary. And then you have other groups. I think it was Super Junior that was like, we actually kind of forgot to disband. So here we are. Monsta X celebrated with a pop-up store. Some Mon babies were actually lucky enough that if they went, they actually got to meet the boys because they were actually working as staff members there. I think they did one in Singapore too, because I think Hyungwon was at that one, but I know Shonu definitely was at the one in Korea. He was handing out photo cards because you got a photo card with your purchase, and he would ask you who your bias was, and then he would peek and be like, haha, this is who you got. Speaking of Shonu, they didn't actually have a comeback. What they did is they had a digital release called New Project Volume 1. And so what this did is this took songs from Shonu's enlistment, and they went back and added him into the tracks.
Oh, that's so sweet.
It is really sweet. And so they did Rush Hour, Love, Beautiful Liar, all their title tracks, most of, if not all of No Limit. And I was worried. I remember expressing to you I'm a little worried, especially with No Limit, because that is my favorite Monsta X album.
Yeah, even though there was no Shonu.
Yeah, there was no Shonu in it, and there was also no Wonho. I was like, I'm worried, what if they add him in and like it ruins it? But actually, the first couple of listens, I actually couldn't hear Shonu.
Oh, interesting. Okay.
And I was like, okay, that's weird. There's actually a video on YouTube that you guys can watch. It's like 20 minutes long, and it's Shonu in the studio redoing these parts. Ju Honey is actually enlisted at the time, and he actually uses one of his vacation days, or 2 of them, to come back to Seoul and help, because, you know, he's the main producer. He's the Wooji of the group. There's a moment where Ju Honey's like, you sound a little like Hyungwon there. And I was like, that's what it is. I couldn't differentiate between Shonu and Hyungwon because they both had the higher registers. Yeah, after watching that video, I was actually able to like actually hear them. And I was like, okay, now I hear what's going on. Also, it was announced that Monsta X will be joining Waterbomb 2025. This is a great year for mom babies. It's a bad year if you're an American mom baby. That's all I'm going to say.
And then for the next news, also celebrating their 10th anniversary, is 17 on May 26th. They released their album, Happy Birthday. It's a full album with only 3 songs as a group, and then the rest have 13 solo songs. But the biggest thing to celebrate their anniversary and for their comeback is having a concert at the Han River.
And our last anniversary news, this actually just happened yesterday in Korea, today for us. Mamamoo celebrated their 11th anniversary. A lot of the members are doing solo stuff through other companies. So I'm guessing at some point we'll get a Mamamoo comeback. I'm really hoping.
Here's hoping. Yeah, I'm hoping so too. But they're doing a lot of solo stuff. Like Hwasa did her tour. Solar's been doing a lot of like fan meetings and mini concerts in Korea. So has Moonbyul. They've released some tracks. So I mean, hopefully they'll get back together. Red Velvet's Irene and Seulgi had a comeback with Tilt on May 26th. That song is really good. I love what they've done this comeback. Yeah.
June 13th, ATEEZ came back with Golden Hour Part 3 and their title track Lemon Drop. So I'm going to say something controversial. 3 comebacks that we got. 17's was the weakest to me. Irene and Seulgi took the gold as far as comebacks. Don't get me wrong, 17's was good. Thunder, fantastic. Most of the solos for me were unmemorable. Golden Hour Part 3, Lemon Drop, fantastic. Song of the Summer, 100%. 3 as a whole was okay. Lemon Drop is the only song that I keep going back to. Tilt, on the other hand, Tilt is fantastic. It is what I expected of Irene and Seulgi from their first album, Monster. But they took everything that I expected from Irene and Seulgi and cranked it up to 11. The lore seems to be a little more on the sapphic side, and they seem to be playing into this whole thing that Irene and Seulgi are a couple, which you got to see with Monster and Naughty in their last album, and they played it up again in Tilt. Bronze, Happy Birthday 17. It was what I expected from 17. They didn't go above and beyond. Golden Hour Part 3, ATs, definitely silver. Gold medal, as far as these comebacks, definitely Irene and Seulgi's Tilt. I haven't gotten it yet. I need to find out if there's a regular version, because they have the special version, which comes with a clutch bag.
So there's also some enlistment news. Rowoon of SF9 will enlist on July 21st, and then Cha Young-woo of Astro will enlist on July 28th. Good luck to them.
Yeah, I know. I think Rowoon is doing active duty, and then Cha Young-woo, I know, is doing the military band. While we're on the topic of enlistment, Jin of Astro has received exemption. He was diagnosed with an autoimmune disorder, so because he has to visit the hospital frequently, he will not be able to enlist. Because I think him and Yeonwoo were going to go at the same time. Big news and kind of upsetting news for Ann and I. KCON LA has announced their lineup. Some big names this year. We have Monsta X, Wasa, Key from SHINee, Hoshi and Wooji, Jackson Wang, and Idol. Let me start. What the frick, KCON?
We got gypped!
Don't get me wrong. I loved our trip. I was sick as a dog.
It was so fun. It was good for our first time, for sure. It was great for our first time.
But what the frick? All I know is I am waiting for Mnet to announce that they are releasing the merch online like they did last year.
I'm going to be all over that. We're going to get so broke.
So broke. And it doesn't help that it's literally 2 weeks before ATs. Saying if anyone wants to proxy and wants to go and pick up something for us, if we can't get it online,
Speaking of concerts, though, Wonho actually held a concert at Durant, Oklahoma, not Dallas, Texas, that poor boy. And out of all the places, if y'all don't know, Durant, Oklahoma don't have much, except for a big casino called Choctaw, so that's where he performed. Random. But he did also confirm during this concert that he's going to have a July comeback with a pre-release single on June 29th, which happens to be Weenie Day.
Go ahead, talk about the concert, Dan.
It was super fun. We got really good seats. I want to thank my parents.
Yes, please. Danny and Sue, thank you so much. When she says really good seats, guys, go to Angel.Nuna on Instagram. Yeah. She did a little mini vlog. We are literally, really first off, we go get our tickets at Will Call, and they give us these wristbands, and we're like, that's weird. What is this for? And this girl in this muscle suit comes up and goes, oh my God, how did y'all get VIP? And we're like, huh? What? We go meet our friends who actually lived in Oklahoma who came down for the concert. And my mom, because she was out playing the machines.
And which apparently my kid, it's a good luck charm for her, so...
It was amazing. Greatest bonding experience. Because my mom and the kiddo they haven't bonded a lot. But my mom is literally explaining how all the machines work, how this works and that works. And we walked away to go take a picture with Mini Ban. Is that his name? The little plush?
Tiny Bint.
And I get a text from Mom. We're not even 50 feet away. Bring that child back right now. As soon as y'all walked away, it went downhill.
Lost everything.
We go and hand our tickets over, and Anne's in front, and she's looking at the seats going, wait, what? And even the lady takes us front row center, guys. And the lady goes, wow, y'all got some good seats. And the Anne's like, are you sure?
And I'm looking down. She's like, well, these are your seat numbers. Have a good time. And I'm over here I don't want to know how much my parents have gambled to get these seats. I'm not saying they gambled to win the seats. They apparently have the highest tier because we got front row seats. Center, too. I'm staring straight at freaking Wonho, and right there is his towel and water bottles, which the water bottles were gone within 2 seconds because he decided to spray everyone with it. He didn't drink. He just sprayed it all.
When we say we were close, I would say no more than 10, 15 feet. I don't even think 10 feet is accurate of how close we were.
No, if the security guards allow it, we can literally just walk 2 steps up to the stage, the edge of the stage, and just went, touch his abs.
It was so close. And he literally, first off, the kiddo got a lot of attention from him.
Ooh, they did. They really did. And he smiled twice.
And then he literally, because we were in the front row, he went from one end of the stage to the other and waved to every single person one at a time.
Very sweet.
And I think, and this is my theory, I think he liked seeing Mon Babies because you had my Monster X V2 stick. When he saw you and he saw the stick, he gave you a bigger smile than he gave me.
I know. I saw that too. I was like, oh! I was about to leave my husband that night.
I've seen the text messages. She's not lying. Funny story. So my mother went with us. My mom's not in the Kpop. She got to see Cat's Eye and Wonho at Jingle Ball. Yeah, it was such a performance that at one point, guys, I kid you not, I don't have my phone with me, but we use my charger. My mother is behind her phone like this, blushing, because he keeps lifting his shirt up. It was really fun. And it's great because you had to go get your dad some food, which, by the way, that chicken smells so good. So it's definitely on my list of things to try.
You should, next time we go, we should just get that.
But it was really cool because we went in, you and I went in already knowing who he was because we're Mom Babies. You know, we were there when he announced that he wasn't going to be with them anymore. The kiddo goes, I don't even know who this guy is. And we're like, it's okay. Yeah. You know, sometimes going in blind, it's really good. They became a stand so quickly. I remember because I took them outside because Durant does have the Grand Theater is in the smoking section, and we were both kind of like, let's get out of here. Kiddo just was going on and on and on and on about how much fun it was and how like they weren't expecting this. And it made my Mom Baby heart happy. It was a lot of fun. Again, thank your parents. Like that,
like 10 times over.
I know that they expected us to go to the buffet and all that, but we didn't have time. We had a visual buffet to get to. I will say, I don't think Wonho was expecting to basically have a sold out house because he asked them to turn the lights on. The shock on his face when he saw that almost every single seat in that theater was full.
It was filled up. If you want to see a photo, you guys, I believe he posted on X. We are literally right there. But again, if you follow me on Instagram, on my Buy Sell Trade Instagram, I made a reel about the mini vlog. I actually circled like where we were.
First off, Stray Kids did start their Dominate tour here in America, which is why I'm actually wearing my Maniac shirt from their last tour.
That's so fun because I'm actually wearing I actually went through the pre-sale merch line. Nice. I got their jersey there.
We don't ever plan this, guys. This just happens to happen every time we record.
I know.
We're not really going to talk about Stray Kids, but shout out to Arlington, our hometown. One of the only shows that I heard that no one had any issues with. As far as getting in, and this goes back to my experience with 17 and with J-Hope, y'all need to get your staff better trained and get them in line venues because a lot of the stuff that I've seen happen and experienced myself this year with K-pop concerts that all go back to staff, unacceptable. In general, I just think venues need to be better. And the fact that it's a K-pop concert, I don't think is a valid excuse. So we were actually supposed to be there, but you forgot that you had to be in LA that day. And I decided with Wonho literally being 8 days before and then AT's around the corner, I was I'm going to go ahead and miss out. It worked out in my favor because on the same day, Astro held their Stargraphy concert on the 7th
Such a weird word.
of June. It is really hard. This is their first concert in 3 years. It is their first performance as a group since Moonbin passed away. And Rocky actually came back to join the members for the concert.
Which is so sweet, yeah.
It is. I was very lucky that my friend Ray, who we've talked about a little bit on the show, she's the one who I actually got into K-pop through 17. She actually got me a ticket to the live stream show from 2 a.m. to 5:30 in the morning. So this was longer than Carrot Land.
That's crazy. But I mean, that's good though, because I'm sure they're trying to do everything they can for this one big concert.
It was amazing, guys. I have come to terms with the fact, especially with Yeonwoo enlisting, that I will never get the pleasure to see Astro perform. I think the last time they were in America was actually at KCON a couple of years ago. Seeing Rocky with the group was fantastic, and the different ways that they honor Moonbin, guys, like they had butterfly confetti because in Asian culture, you know, butterflies represent souls moving on to the next life and all that. They kept all of Moonbin's vocals in the tracks, and at certain points they would actually stop singing so you could hear his part. During one of the songs, I think it was We Still, sorry if I'm wrong, they had the microphones out and they had one for him with the spotlight on it. And then at the end of that song, one of the confetti actually landed in MJ's hair. And everybody thought that he put it there, but you can actually see a video where it lands in his hair. And they said that that's been saying how proud he is of them.
But yeah, that's pretty much all the K-pop news with our intake and all that stuff. Yeah, a lot has happened. I'm sure more things are going to happen as the month goes along, but we just want to update that since we've literally missed out on so much in a sense of doing episodes and all those other things. Also, as we said before, editing, we do it in-house, we do it ourselves, and we're still, you know, learning new things ourselves. Sometimes there's like errors. I've definitely gone through a lot of errors sometimes when it comes to overlaying the music videos, but I'm getting a little bit better at that.
Yeah, and then the program that I use, DaVinci, tends to not work for me half the time. But I'm not going to learn a new one. I've already learned this one.
And you're sticking with it.
We're going to continue our second generation deep dives. Last week we did Wonder Girls, which is going to be my only contribution to second generation. Because I don't know jack squat about second generation. This is actually going to be Anne's time. Now that we finished Wonder Girls, because we definitely need to get that out of the way so we can explain the wonderful part of our name, because we did Beast last year. We're actually going to start all the way back in 2001. This is the TED Talk that Anne told you guys she wasn't going to do during hip hop, and so now it's time for her TED Talk.
Everyone ready? Everyone got snacks? We're not falling asleep, okay? This is serious.
You got your nap time during K-pop news.
As TJ mentioned, we're going all the way back to 2001, and it's about Epik High. I do want to start off with this, though. Let's just get into the history of Epik High real quick. Epik High is a hip-hop trio formed in 2001 with rapper and songwriter Tablo, rapper and lyricist Mithra Jin, and DJ record producer DJ Two Cuts. Tablo met Mithra Jin previously on a trip to Seoul when he was in college. The two performed with the Movement crew, and then they later added a DJ for their live performances. The trio's first performance was at Everland in 2002, an amusement park in Korea. I guess it's comparable to like Six Flags here in America. But that's that type of amusement park. According to Tablo, they were promised 300,000 won to perform, but only received 100,000 won. Tablo went to fight for the rest of the money and came back with the other 200,000. From there, he was appointed leader. The performance itself wasn't even a major one. It only had literally 12 people and one drunk dude, according to Tablo. Once they got the hang of it, they forgot about the mini crowd and performed their hearts out. Although they did do that one performance, their first album was delayed due to their producer being defrauded and there's no funds. Thus, the members have to pick up part-time jobs to make ends meet. 2 years later, in 2003, Epik High signed with the new Woollim Entertainment and released their first album, Map of the Human Soul, followed by High Society in 2004. Map the Soul is the central piece of their Map the Soul project, a book that focuses on themes of self-reflection and finding one's purpose. The song blends hip-hop with some jazz and soul, and what's cool about this is that there's a Korean version and a global version, which means that it's in English. Because everywhere else is spoken English, yeah.
So it's like how Eric Nam is a global idol, even though it's just he sings in English more.
The lyrics dive into personal experiences and emotions with focus of love, self-discovery, and finding the meaning in life. So our first music video will be Map the Soul. We're going to do the global version because I mean, we can still listen to the Korean version, but I don't think, things get lost in translation. So I feel like maybe the global version, we could understand it better than we would in Korean, because then you're like, oh, what does this actually mean? Or sort of things. So that's why I chose the global or worldwide version for that one.
I mean, it makes sense, especially because with closed captions, either YouTube is generating them through AI or it's fans doing what they think it says. So it makes sense.
I remember my first glimpse of her face. I saw you smile, then I smiled. I was straight blown away, mesmerized by your beauty from your feet to your hands. How can one be so beautiful? I don't understand. Heaven sent, God's gift without a doubt in my mind. Sometimes I wonder why our paths decided to collide. We started off as perfect strangers. Boy meets girl.
I was not expecting it to start with spoken word.
My whole entire world, destiny.
Yeah.
Taps me on the back saying hello, but really it was your touch.
It's kind of like those like readings you would go to in like a bookstore or like in those like small clubs type thing. And you got like music in the background as well.
We had to be friends, living and dying together, knowing that we would meet again. It's just a blessing to have you in my life. I was destined to be with you. I'm privileged, so amazing, no question. And I'm knowing soon enough we'll get where we're going. Just thinking about it, I can feel my heart growing. Am I tripping, or is it that I finally see? I don't know, but my heart is saying you're the one for me. Please believe me, I'm exactly where I want to be. This rhyme is written from my heart to you, sincerely. No reason to live without you. No reason to live without you. No reason to live.
That was a very smooth transition from the spoken word into the actual like vocals.
Yeah.
Without you.
And this is also so different from Born Hater, which is the video we did for K-Hip Hop.
Yeah, I know, and it's kind of crazy because the Born Hater definitely was more recent. But this is like early days of Epik High, and you have to think also like you're seeing this and you're like, how is the Korean fans are gonna perceive this? You know, like they're gonna look at this and they might feel a little uneasy because they're not quote unquote woke, right? Or they won't understand the artistry of this. Yeah.
I could actually see this being one of those digital media things, like in a museum and like modern art or something.
Yes, yeah.
Like just
like
video
playing. Yeah, definitely. That's what's cool about early Epik High. I mean, they're still doing all these artistry things and everything, but this is like old school artistry type thing. Lots of thought and work to put into this.
Check it out. So I ask, what would I be without you? Like Stevie without wonder, hunger without food, a sheep without a shepherd, a sleep without your message. That despite the skeptics, in the end you were true. And I knew that there was more to life. And I grew living full.
Didn't even realize it switched to Korean.
Yeah, no, just the tiniest bit, yeah.
That's just how like seamless it is. Like, and I didn't even notice.
Yeah, you still think that they're speaking in English. You're like, yeah, I understood that. But yeah, I can definitely see the, you know, why the song would kind of receive bad things. Because, I mean, it's literally telling you what's happening in the world as well.
Yeah.
You know? Yeah.
No reason to live without you. No reason to live without you.
I have to wonder if it's the same woman in all three of the outfits, because if that's the case, kudos to her, because I knew that had to have taken a long time to get on.
Oh yeah, no, definitely.
And to
although
do it
like
in
most might be as CGI, but still, just to at least get the basis of that makeup on. Woo.
Yeah. Because think about it, this is around the time the X-Men movies were big, and like I remember the guy that plays Nightcrawler would say it would take him like 10 or 12 hours to get his
really?
makeup done.
Yeah, I remember that interview. Yeah. But again, what's really cool is that these are Korean artists, right? But they're flawlessly rapping and singing in English.
Yeah.
Like, how cool is that? Yeah. Like, you can't even hear, you know, that typical Korean accent when they're speaking or singing in English, you know?
Oh yeah, I mean, think about it. The chorus is literally no reason to live without you, and there's no, because you know the letters are slightly different.
Right,
between
there's no
the languages.
like part of
and
pronunciation. Yeah,
that was really good. That was trippy.
It was a little trippy, but this is like one of those things that kind of starts out with kind of the artistry of what Epik High wanted to put out, and also just the controversies of like society not understanding what they're trying to portray. That sort of thing. It's like too hardcore, something that they don't want to talk about in society. So,
but it's definitely interesting to see because, like we mentioned, Born Hater that we did in our hip hop episode, they keep the trippiness and all that and the artistry even just a couple of years ago. Whereas, again, with other rappers, we'll use Simon Dominic as an example. There's not a lot of artistry in his video.
I mean, some people can call it art.
Whereas with Born Hater and with what we just watched, like they tackle, again, like you said, more hardcore, more societal issues that normally would be considered too sensitive to actually be released to the public.
So sadly, the first two albums didn't meet any success, as the public and critics don't see the market for lyrically complex music. Swan Songs was supposed to be Epik High's last album due to the failures of the last two albums. It luckily became a mainstream hit, and they instantly became one of the most popular hip-hop groups in Korea. The title track Fly became #1 on the charts and also featured as soundtracks for FIFA 07 and Pump It Up. Following the success of this, they repackaged their album the following year as Black Swan Songs, adding some remixes on some tracks. I did want to show the Fly MV, but there's actually no MV, and I think it's also it's part because it's banned due to scenes that encourage juvenile delinquency.
That'll do it.
Yeah, that'll do it because it's literally them doing a realistic parody of a police hostage. So Epik High's fourth album, Remapping the Human Soul, came out in 2007. Following the popularity of Fly, they spent a year and a half writing over 200 songs.
Jesus.
They ended up recording 47 of the 200, and he selected 27 songs to go on the album. The album came with 2 discs. While 2 songs were upbeat and became instant hits, which is Love of Love and Fan, the other tracks on the album were met with censorship. The other 25 tracks contained darker undertones and tackled diverse themes including sex crimes, war, religion, and education. While the Ministry of Culture and Tourism is censoring it to prevent it from being played on radio, Tablo claps back explaining, most songs aren't censored because of the language. There are no cuss words or bad words, but if we talk about a social issue, we get censored. I don't understand how discussing a social issue or saying that something wrong should be made right is bad for the youth. If we're living in that kind of society, things are not going to get any better. Despite this, the album still sold 48,000 units in the first week, and they totaled about 120,000 copies in that year. So a little bit of success for that one, at least.
That's kind of wild to think about how, like, because not to keep, tooting our own horn on our episode of hip hop, but because you mentioned how like So Taiji and Boys like drew from American hip hop to do their stuff, like to think that Epik High was doing a lot of where the origin of hip hop in America came from, talking about issues that nobody wanted to talk about.
Their 6th album, E, released in 2009 with their title single Wannabe. Wannabe is a hilarious take of the movie The Host in the music video, with the parallels of a monster appearing at the Han River featuring all 3 members of Epik High. However, lyrically, the song is about how one can lose his individuality by imitating each other, and the lyrics encourage people to break free from the cycle and find their true identity and style. Now, I do want to say for this Wannabe music video, it's a total 180 from what we just saw. Oh yeah, this is a 2-part episode. I'm not showing the second one, so because no spoiler, but it does says to be continued at the end of this music video. So
okay,
yeah, super cute. There's Tablo being the cameraman. DJ Cuts the guy over there.
Not gonna lie, that is not what I expected Tablo to look like. And it's funny because I know he's like the dad of the group because he's literally a dad, and then I like see him and I'm like, oh my god, he literally does look like a dad.
I know, right?
Those guys are so chill.
I know, they're way too chill. They're on something.
Epik High is back.
Damn.
Can you imagine?
근데 이미 본 듯해 같은 노래 흥얼 대 입술과 코끝에 옷을 고를 때 거기서 거긴 스타일에 손을 대 그저 따라 요즘엔 유행어를 모른 대화가 안돼 모두 패션 잡지 TV쇼를 보고 단장해 보고 봤던 영화조차 평점 따라 관람해
Such a contrast though, because you have this really good song, but you see them acting like fools.
He got over his girlfriend real fast.
Oh, he really did.
Because we're so sick. 아직도 학생 다 배워 공식을 따라야만 답채워 자존심은 가려도 애써 같다는 자긍심만 앞세워 다 따라가기만 하는 세상을 따라오게 해
He's not helping his dad image at all with this.
That's why this is like a parody, you know? Like just them acting like fools.
What? Where did he get a lightsaber from?
I'm pretty pretty sure maybe when they're pitching this music video, he was like, I want a lightsaber. They're like, a what? I'm a Star Wars fan.
We got Katniss Everdeen and Luke Skywalker over here.
Yes, he has a monster.
They didn't make it very far before they got winded. Got the monster working out, waiting for him.
I know, literally. Over by the Han River and everything.
You have a bow and arrow, you...
It's okay, they'll just keep training a little bit more.
I think my reaction is a little more severe than Wipe Away the Tears.
Because I feel like, you know, Wipe Away the Tears is the, like, secondhand embarrassment. This one is just, like, you're watching a movie, like a comedy movie type thing.
This is very, like, Kung Fu Hustle.
Yeah, it really is. But a lot of people say that, it's drawing inspiration from The Host, the Korean movie. I do see a little bit of, like, Kung Fu Hustle in that. I haven't seen it either, but I did read a synopsis of it. It's pretty much similar to this, where, like, a monster is, like near the Han River and, like, you know, eats people or whatever type thing, so...
What the frick?
So how'd you like it?
I feel like we should save that for, because we were talking about doing like parody groups / parody songs. And I feel like that should have been included.
The last album Epik High would release under Woollim is Epilogue, a collection of unreleased tracks from the group's discography spanning 7 years and 11 albums. So I guess kind of similar to what like Taylor Swift did when she did the Taylor's version, releasing the like never released tracks type thing, the unreleased stuff. This is the first album that was released with DJ 2Cut's absent, as his enlistment was pushed up 2 days after his marriage. Do you know how much that sucks? I'd be mad as hell
if I was his wife.
During this time, they would actually have guest DJs showcased during their performances. Title track Run features Woollim's first ever boy band, Infinite. The lead of the music
That's where I know
video,
that company name from.
It's because of Infinite! Woo! The lead of the music video is L, with members Sungkyu, Woohyun, and Songjun playing instruments in the background. Hoya and Dongwoo were backup dancers during the live performances in different music shows. I don't want to give much away about Run, but the song is about running away from life struggles and the desire to break free from the cycle of challenges. The instrumental is vastly different from their previous hits, with an alternative rock sound and a catchy beat.
Well, I will say we've already had some duality because we've changed genres almost every video, so this will be interesting.
I think for most of these songs that I have selected, they're all different genres, but you can tell that there's that Epik High sound. And it says you're going to kind of maybe see a pattern, hopefully. They love to play around with different genres, and they do it wonderfully where it doesn't cut down to who they are as a group.
Yeah.
Yeah, so you notice it's just two. So it's just Tablo and Mythurgeon, yeah. I actually don't think they actually have a DJ during this promo, though. Or maybe they do? No, they didn't. They only have
this is already so different. This is very much like FT Island almost.
Yeah!
Not even that. It's almost more Day 6, actually.
It's more like Day 6, yeah. There's L! Woo!
I don't know who any of the members of Infinite are. I just know who Infinite is.
It's okay. We'll have an Infinite episode soon. But L is known to be the actor of the group. He gets a lot of acting gigs. Yeah.
So he's like N from Bix.
Mm-hmm, yeah.
Single letter people. Interesting.
I see a pattern.
The rapping works really well with this sound because normally, again, because we kind of discussed it both in like the rock episode and the hip hop episode, it's hard to have that rap sound when you're doing more of an alternative rock kind of thing.
Yeah, definitely. This all works out so well. With the backup vocals, with the rapping,
Well, it's interesting because Mr. Gen is stuck to what he knows the last 3 videos, whereas Tablo's adapted.
Oh yeah.
Because he's more vocal on this one than he has been in the last 2.
Yeah, Tablo's very good at being super well-rounded with all of this. Aww.
내 삶은 365일 비가 쏟아지는 밤 24시간 속에 좁아지는 맘 작은 여유의 쉼표도 그 꼬리를 감추고 날 마주보는 미래 마침표가 되지만 숨을 짊어지고 타요 뭘 향해 뛰는 건지 해가 지는 건지 내가 지는 건지 I don't know but I go keep on running 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 high 거대한 은하수가 버린 어린 별이 나 그대 소리 될 때까지 달려가.
This actually does give like drama OSTs.
Yeah. It could be like an anime song too.
Oh yeah, I can feel it. Because it does kind of give me like little Jujutsu Kaisen vibes, like with the opening.
Yeah.
But not so much that it sounds exactly like an anime song, like Run to You by 17. That is 100% like a Naruto opening right there.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Oh, well, okay, I wasn't expecting that.
Yeah.
I mean, it would make sense with the motorcycle accident.
I think it's because of this that Elle got more acting gigs, because of this.
It would make sense. He was very good in this.
Yeah.
So it shouldn't come as any surprise. That one is definitely my favorite of the 3 so far. Because anyone who's watched our show knows that's definitely more my vibe and my more my genre of music that I listen to.
I mean, the other songs did break out mainstream, but I feel like they promoted that song more on music shows than any of their other
I can see why.
title tracks. It's very like easy to listen. It's a very easy listen. It's not really controversial or anything. It's just about life. So you're like, they get away with it.
Yeah, no, that would definitely probably be on like my Call of Duty or Fortnite playlist while I was playing. Like something that wouldn't distract me from what I was doing. Granted, that doesn't really mean much because that Simon Dominic song, the super hyped one, is also on that playlist. So,
shortly after the promos for Run, Mithra Jin enlisted and served as member of the military band, GOP Soldier, and later Dima. During the 2-year hiatus, Tablo signed a 4-year contract with YG Entertainment, and I would like to thank his wife for this amazing opportunity. To give a little bit backstory to that reason, 2 fan sites questioned Tablo's academic background at Stanford University, doubting he was able to graduate with both a bachelor's and master's degree in English and creative writing, respectively, in 3.5 years. The most notable group was We Demand the Truth from Tablo, and the admin of that group took it to news media about this. While Tablo showed his transcripts, netizens didn't believe it, demanding documents like immigration statements and diplomas to be released to the public. Like, can you imagine that? Like, show me all these personal information stuff.
some people got way too much time on their hands.
Tablo himself actually went back to Stanford University, made a 2-part documentary, it aired on national TV, professors backed him up, and still wasn't enough. The fan site grew to 190,000 members, and Tablo and his family sadly received death threats, and he just became a virtual recluse. He left Woollim to not spread harm to the agency and Infinite, who just debuted when the scandal came out. And funnily enough, Later on, police confirmed Tablo did graduate from Stanford, and it's all true. And the admin of this fan site is a 57-year-old Korean American named Yoon-suk Kim living in the United States of America.
Imagine that being your legacy. Like, that you got bored one day and decided to start a hate group towards a member of a hip-hop unit doubting his education credentials.
Like,
where the hell was this guy during Burning Sun? Like, he could have put that to good use. Like, you're going to be nosy, put it to good use.
I know, could have been nosy in a better way.
Anyways, I won't get passionate about a thing I wasn't even around for.
I can tell you, during that period of time, I was so pissed at everyone. Every time a new article came out, I was like, I hate this. Like, I disliked every single one. Back to his time in YG. His wife, Kai Hyunjun, who is an actress, and her most notable role was Old Boy. She was under YG Entertainment, and during this period, Tablo couldn't get signed to different agencies and companies due to his scandal. So she set up a meeting between Tablo and Yan Hyun-suk, and Tablo thought it was just grabbing food, having lunch with colleagues. Turns out it was a meeting for him to get signed. YG wanted to listen to his music, so Tablo sent him a few songs. YG later went back to Tablo saying, people like this should continue music. And that was the start of an epic comeback for Tablo. He came out with a 2-part album, Fever's End. One of his title track on it is Bad, a song about love as a sickness, how it can bring pain and suffering. The lyrics itself describes love as a bad experience, highlighting the challenges and complexities of romantic relationships. This music video is pretty similar to Jungkook's I Remember, so fair warning, there's some domestic violence, toxicity, there was some blood from what I remember, so fair warning.
Because I remember when we went back and watched I Remember, no pun intended, there were a couple moments where you and I were like, oh, okay. Oh,
this is a great comeback song for Tablo. I know his marriage is not on the rocks. He always had a great marriage with his wife. I'm sure this is kind of like maybe just letting out what has happened with the whole scandal, that sort of thing.
Yeah, that makes sense.
뭔가 달라졌대 모두 내가 변했대 참 정이 많았던 내가 언젠가 좀 차가워졌대.
You can definitely tell he's under YG.
Oh yeah, it has almost that Teddy sound, you know? I wonder if Teddy has a hand in this actually.
Yes.
I'm gonna look that up.
Well, and then just his style. Look at his style. Like, that is very, like, almost like Big Bang style.
Yeah, I was about to say Big Bang, yeah. He's trying to be like G-Dragon. 사랑하면 닮아간다는 말처럼 이렇게 해서라도 너와 조금만 닮아지고 싶나 봐. Also, all those tattoos are fake.
I was about to ask. I was like, did he pull a Jungkook or a Zello and decide to get tatted up during his break?
Those tattoos.
They're very gangster.
I know, he's trying to fit into that YG, that YG image.
You know, he kind of almost sounds a little bit like Zello. But like, it's not like if Zello was just a few notes lower for where he raps.
Yeah. I think maybe it's like the same tone, the same
you know what it is? It's like if you took G-Dragon and Zello, because it's from the nose, is what it is.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, because Tablo has this perfect, like, I forgot about that part. The enunciation, you know, it's very clear, like G-Dragon's is, yeah.
It's all that Stanford education he got.
You haters!
Ooh. Yeah, this one's definitely a little more domestic violence.
More domestic violence, yeah.
Because I remember they fought, but it wasn't like this.
Yeah, no. Jungkook's one is the like hate making love type thing. This one is just literal violence.
Yeah.
And I know that.
Well, it looks like it's the same apartment.
Oh, interesting. I should research that. But yeah, no, but with Jungkook's, there's definitely guns being shown. This one's just pure what domestic violence
there's that
could
whole
be.
shootout because she gets taken hostage.
Yeah, exactly. This is just pure what it could be happening behind closed doors type thing.
Love is a sickness, cannot get a witness. Love is a sickness. Love is so
Do we know who the female vocalist is?
Yeah, it's Jinsu. I don't know much history about her, but she is one of those like underground vocalist type things. Like she didn't get like super famous or anything like that. But again, Epik High in general, or just Tablo, is really great in showcasing newer singers and vocalists and rappers and all that stuff as well.
Yeah, that was something. I do like the whoever did the videography, the scene where he's drinking and he like is trying to get up, and like the camera it switches between him and Tablo and like back and forth, almost creating like a vertigo kind of.
The way that it angles and the way it moves too, with a little bit of blurriness to it.
Because at one point I was like, "Oh, please stop moving."
Yeah, but no, again, very artistry, but you can tell from just that sound, just from that song, how YG definitely have more of a hand with that, rather than just that Epik High, Tablo, and Mithra and everyone else would have a hand into. In July 2012, YG confirmed that Epik High would be making a comeback together after a 3-year long hiatus. Under YG, a lot of opportunities were presented to them. They released hit after hit with albums, having tons of features on their tracks such as Lee High and Park Boom. They were showcased on K-pop Night Out at South by Southwest in America, Summer Sonic Festival in Japan, and became the first K-pop act to perform at Coachella in 2016. I remember when that came out too, a lot of people obviously don't know. Well, K-pop was kind of getting there, but not really getting there. It was definitely riding that Hallyu wave thing. But Epik High being at Coachella, I think fits more because they were not used to K-pop technically, because they're still, a little bit of like alternative rock, hip-hop, that sort of thing. I remember a lot of people love what Epik High performed there, so they got great feedback from that. There was tons of articles that came out because of it, yeah. The song I chose to showcase what they've accomplished under YG is Don't Hate Me. While I would love to show every single one of these music videos that they've done under YG, I think this song itself speaks volume of what Tablo himself has gone through and a wonderful homage to his wife. Don't Hate Me is about how one faces a ton of criticism and hate, but getting love from one special person. The song has some punk pop sounds with a hip-hop flair with their rapping. This song is what I like to call where it's actually more K-pop than hip-hop, which is what YG has been great in doing with their artists because they were trying to become more mainstream during that time. Oh, I forgot his hair was like that. Ew. Oh, they were really trying to be in YG.
Well, damn.
We were just tired of working.
Not a little ghost boy.
Not everyone being able to see him too.
Also, I like that it's G Mart and not H Mart.
Yeah. When you finally snap.
Why are all the kids like horror movie characters, but then there's Lady Gaga?
I don't know, honestly. Oh, Little Monsters? Lady Gaga?
I guess.
Yeah. It's either that or it's a homage to Brown Eyed Girls' Narsha. There's a member named Narsha. Her comeback or her solo album, she does that same hair. And it's very creepy like a horror movie, so. Because see, the guy, the little boy with the yellow dreads, it's splashed over. That was G-Dragon.
Yeah. Okay, yeah, that's not Lady Gaga. Yeah. It just looked like the cover of her second album.
Oh, I see what you mean. Yeah. No, it probably is that homage to that Brown Eyed Girls member. I'm gonna have to show you a picture of it so you can compare it and be like, oh, maybe it is. Not the Wolverine.
둘 다 고맙지 뭐. Everybody hates me, but you love me and I love you. Oh oh oh. 난 너만 손뼉치면 돼, baby. 온 세상이 앞에 그런 내가 원하는 you. Oh oh oh. Dude, you charged her like 4 times for that.
One, that reiterated the fact that I never want children. If this wasn't part of our actual like Epik High, like if you had just sent me that song and not the video, I wouldn't have believed it was Epik High.
Yeah, I know. I just gave you like no context.
Yeah, because it was very much like the G-Dragon song we listened to for K-hip-hop. It gave me that vibe. Almost Fall Out Boy, very All-American Rejects, that kind of thing. Like,
yeah,
definitely nothing that we'd listened to so far.
For this to come out, to be under YG, with how YG runs their company, and then hip-hop and make it more poppy, like what they did with Big Bang, it fits fairly well.
It's really interesting because what we've listened to so far is nothing compared to what I listened to when you were trying to encourage me to go see them here in San Antonio for you. What YouTube or Spotify was playing was a lot of like just hip hop, a lot of like F this, F this establishment, Whereas what you showed me so far, like, has not been anything like that so far.
Pretty much a good variety in a sense, because first we got, you know, Map the Soul, which is like spoken word, a little bit more slower, almost like a ballad type thing. Then we got over to Run, which is like a little bit more rockish type thing. Then we had Bad, which is like more of that Teddy sound that YG is always good with. Yeah, it's just a good variety of things, and then Epik High being able to adapt to it.
Right.
And the fact that like Epik High's been here for 20 plus years, like they are still adapting and still being able to handle it well. Like,
well, I mean, think about it. Like with our last episode, like how a lot of people weren't too happy when Wonder Girl shifted from retro pop to more electronica and all that. It's very risky.
Yeah, it is very risky.
To go against the grain of what the audience expects.
On October 3rd, 2018, Epik High left YG and set up their own agency, naming it Owl's Company. During this time, they released countless of EPs, albums, and did tons of concerts and tours in both Asia and North America. In 2022, Epik High returned to Coachella, now the first Korean act to be re-invited to the festival.
Very nice.
Very nice. They also held their 20th anniversary concert in 2023, which was sold out for all 3 days.
That's not a surprise.
It's not a surprise, but crazy to think that a hip-hop group is able to do that, in a sense, compared to, like, K-pop groups. This hip-hop group has gone through a lot, and it's almost like an underdog story. Newsies said on their 20th anniversary, the first textbook to refer to regarding the survival and establishment of hip-hop groups in Korea, they have moved between the underground hip-hop community and major K-pop agencies like YG Entertainment, and have appeared in hip-hop concerts and entertainment programs at the same time. So it is no exaggeration to say that their trajectory is the gravity that holds the center of domestic hip-hop. Epik High are among the earliest hip-hop acts to achieve mainstream success and recognition. They performed on major music award shows like MAMA and Golden Disc Awards. In 2010, they charted in the US iTunes chart in the hip-hop category, and is the longest continuous active artist in Spotify's list of the top 5 most streamed Korean hip-hop in 2022. All 3 are part of the Korea Music Copyright Association, and they all have been credited for influencing a new generation of self-composing idols, as they all have a hand with lyrics to composition to post-production. Back in the day, they were labeled as rebels, bad boys, because of all these censorship, not being clean-cut, and not being part of the social norm of idol life. But now it's hilarious to see how they have adapted to what is popular today and the trend. They appeared on many variety and talk shows. Tablo was actually part of Return of Superman with his daughter Haru. And they made a light stick, which is hilarious because it's a clapback with a middle finger, but also it's named Park Q Bong, which is, you know, a pun for F you. So the last music video to close out this retrospective is Epik High's Anti-Hero from their mixtape Pump. Yes, I did say mixtape, and there's a reason why. Tablo stated that they knew the keys to their success, making radio-friendly songs more poppy songs. The idea of this mixtape is to have this reset, going back to the early 2000s from the very start of this group. With this mindset, they made the mixtape as if they didn't know how to create records and create as if it was their very first album. The results became this, a mix of jazzy melodies with back to basics of being hungry for the industry of success. 99% were completed with no collaborators, a risk they were willing to take as most of their big hits had some sort of outside party would have a hand in it.
Okay.
Yeah, so this song is more old school hip hop. Going back to the origins of how hip-hop should be or would used to be, that sort of thing.
No more teachers, no more prophets, no more heroes. E-P-I-K. Cold part of motherfuckers.
Okay.
Sure.
No more lessons, please take me back to zero. No more mistakes, no remorse. No more teachers, no more prophets, no more heroes. On my villain army. When I be on the microphone 기립박수 잘 박아 지휘봉 대신 박규봉 그게 우리다워 Y'all get lost in the sauce game is sweet and sour 세상의 입맛 내게 맞춰 that's my superpower The label I was 내 글자에 새긴 나의 마음 높게 올라서자마자 뺏긴 high ground 이 세상은 시간 내주면서 목을 탐내 마음을 열어주면 good 내 심장이 target Fuck it what's a hero in a world full of villains mama If karma doesn't do its job I'ma kill him 손과 악은 쉽게 뒤집히잖아 원래 왕좌에서 잠들어도 전기 의자에서 깨 I'm the hero you deserve I'm the hero you need 미쳐 돌아가는 지구 짊어지고 있지 I'm an anti Hero All the heroes that you serve look like villains to me 지구 보는 손가락 위에 돌리고 있지 I'm their anti Hero Yeah 기적을 반복하지 매년 세월의 야속함을 베며 우리 각자 인당백현의 소규모지만 대기업 집안 마트 가득 산책하는 요단강 건너편도 자리 갈고 관람 중이야 뭘 먹은 래퍼들의 애원 딱히 내 편도 없던데 세상이 나를 잡아를 땐 달라진 것도 없는데 20년 되니 더 맡으네 어이없는 상황에 불자우지 내 팬들 나 대신 앞에 올려주지 난 누군가의 히어로 다른 누군가의 빌런 여전히 품에 지켜 네 밥그릇 먹어치워 세기말 같은 세상이지만 네 자리 지켜 어차피 주인공 아니면 모두가 뺏겨
Dressed like a sociopath.
Dancing like a psychopath I'm the hero you deserve I'm the hero you need 미쳐 돌아가는 지구 짊어지고 있지 I'm an anti Hero All the heroes that you serve look like villains to me 지구 보는 손가락 위에 돌리고 있지 I'm their anti Hero You don't know anything about me Shut up 내 name drop 바라면 관심밖에 no don't wanna take shots 여긴 술자리가 아니야 새끼 갱값 벌고 싶어 센 척하네 you ain't big you ain't pop Keep your motherfucking music on my AirPods 여전히 힙합이나 하고 나는 raindrops Falling on my head they want me dead but I can't stop 세대가 뒤집혀도 대세 legend till I'm back yeah. Look at us dancing on your grave tops 우리는 걷기 웬이 땅을 찍고 속길이 타인이 정한 거부의 가능성은 no limit 생사의 갈림길 죽지 않은 꽃길이 너에겐 필요하겠지 내가 거부하신 내 손길이 영광을 줘 내 답을 발탄 소태 내 관역은 너의 자만심 조준중 방아쇠 선택 두 손으로 환영해주길 그래 이건 독재 21년째 침묵한 놈들에 의한 불가피한 throwback I'm an A-N-T-I Stay on top 내 심장은 여기지 I'm dancing on your grave Dancing on your grave Hold my phone this is me Dancing on your grave hater What? I'm an A-N-T-I Stay on top 내 심장은 여기지 I'm dancing on your grave Dancing on your grave For all the times all of you were dancing on my grave
Okay.
Yeah.
That was definitely, I see what you mean when it's like back to the origins of hip hop, how things should be. Definitely gave me So Tai G and Boys, and also Tiger JK vibes from like what we listened to in our hip hop episode, saying how that was literally the beginning of K hip hop. And then we transitioned over to Momoe and Make Her Dance. And
you were just like, what's happening?
and everything wonderful that Jesse has done, you know.
Yeah.
And again, I love Simon Dominic, love Jesse, love Jay Park. No disrespect. But I could definitely, when you said that like this is what hip hop should be, it's like the origins of hip hop, I definitely got those vibes instantly right off the bat. Up until the drop or the break.
Yeah.
Then it shifted, and came to more of a more modern sound, which I think was what they were going for, because it was like, you know, they started out with, we've never done an album before, that whole sound. And then even their style shifted to show like, this is the modern era. At the same time, like, you can look how successful we are. Look at this, you know.
First part of that whole song, right? It's definitely giving the whole, like, old school hip hop. Like, they're on the streets. They're just having a good time. Then when that shift changed, you realize also they changed their clothes to, like, more clean-cut suits, all these other things. And also, like, a nod to, like, their success, the progression of how, like, hip-hop has come to be as well. So, I think that song is one of the greatest ones they have released thus far.
But for it to be kind of be like, again, we switched genres every song, which was great. But then for that one to be so like aggressive, like I was just like, oh no, what is happening?
Oh no,
it's a fun little trip.
Yeah, so that is the whole retrospective of Epik High. I wish I could do more, but this is pretty much just the general idea of what Epik High has accomplished from literally starting from nothing. Like, they were dropped by the first company because there's not enough funds. They were so broke they had to find part-time jobs because they still want to make tracks and stuff, and then they
Yeah.
managed to get to Woollim, then they managed to get to YG, which is huge, and now they're just like doing their own thing. They have their own YouTube channel where Tablo's just trying to keep it real and have like behind the scenes of them. He's talking about photo cards. He's talking about like Jollibee. Like he's just like living like the dad life of trying to do normalcy and behind the scenes, but also at the same time, he's like, I'm trying to be relevant where people will still want to like look for us. But I mean, the fan base itself speaks for itself because you got the people who love hip hop will listen to them. You got fans who's like, you know, big YG stans, right? They probably still listen to Epik High and still follow them around. Then you have people who watch Return of Superman, which was like the first few moments where he came out after the scandal and then peek into his like everyday life as being a dad and then a YG artist and all those other things. So they're so well rounded that they probably can get fans from anywhere, especially like from Coachella. You know, they got re-invited to Coachella. Who else does that?
Almost anyone that I know that properly did second generation, because I did second generation, but I was Wonder Girls only. I have never met someone who wasn't like Shiny, Big Bang, and didn't also say, "Oh my God, I love Epik High." Like I've never heard those words come out of anyone's mouth. As a big testament to Tablo himself, like we've already done 5 or 6 episodes where he has been mentioned or featured on one of the songs.
And I'm every single time just like I try not to, but sometimes he's just relevant. Even today, like I mean, they're doing YouTube stuff, but like starting from way back then with the Tiger JK doing the Movement crew, all the way up to now. They somehow always stay relevant. They are not slowing down. What group can do that in their 20th year?
Oh, yeah. I mean, and we mentioned it during our Eric Nam episode. Like, how many times did Tablo's name come up just during Eric's story? He was just featured on Stray Kids' new album.
Yeah, exactly. And that song is great as well. But yeah, that is my episode of Epik High, my homage. Hopefully I do them justice. Hopefully maybe you can listen to some of their other songs, which I can give you a whole list if I need to. Again, hope you guys enjoyed this episode to kick off the whole second gen arc of this journey.
Yeah. This is going to be fun because like I'm looking at our list right now and like there are a lot of groups on here that I know of and I know some songs, but I don't know their story. Because I mean, how can you be into, unless you were you got in through BTS, you only know BTS.
Right.
How do you not know Big Bang? How do you not know Girls' Generation, Shiny? How many groups have covered Neurotic by TVXQ?
Oh yeah, a classic.
A lot of people say that Monsta X's version is like the best version outside of the original.
Neurotic is a classic. If you don't know Neurotic, something's wrong. You know what I'm saying?
You aren't into K-pop. You're into BTS.
Yeah, exactly. It's almost every other group, almost every single year will cover Neurotic in some shape, way, or form. Literally. They always are relevant.
A lot of these groups are coming back this year. Shiny just had their big comeback. 2NE1, like, do we really need to mention the fact that the Queens are back?
Oh my God. I cried so much during their Head in the Clouds performance. Infinite also during the midst of doing concerts and doing the comeback as well. I think this is a great time to go back to second gens and just kind of see how it all started, how they kind of paved the way into maybe not international as big as BTS, but at least help the stepping stones that set the path up to it. Because it's not just Epik High being like the first Korean act to be in Coachella. SM Town in general, they were the first company concert to happen overseas in America. That was a huge thing. No one else was able to do that. So,
and then like Wonder Girls and their entire story.
Yeah,
like,
with
it's
the
like
tours,
you said, because BTS, third generation is really where the
they got lucky.
The international interest started. Look at Card. Card has done so much for international audience.
So much. Yeah, especially for South America in general. They've done so much over there. Yeah.
But it's like you said that while second generation wasn't exactly the entire reason we got what we got over here, it's definitely the stepping stones. Because again, Epik High at Coachella, Wonder Girls touring with the Jonas Brothers, as well as, I mean, they had their own movie. We're going from the stepping stones to full running start after this. And then you'll notice after we get past third generation, we're going to focus, it's going to dwindle down a lot.
It's kind of fun to look at as well, too. It's not just the history of K-pop with all these second gens. It's just seeing the history of behind the scenes of companies, how things are run back then to compare to now. Because back then, K-pop ain't a thing. YouTube is still a new thing. Like, it's not, there's no social media back then. Not really.
Yeah, I remember the dark days of you having to go to dark websites to. I mean, you were telling me. I don't remember exactly how the conversation came up, but we were talking about music show votes and how you guys used to cheat by having multiple tabs open so you could get multiple
That's what we
votes.
did.
And how nowadays it doesn't do that anymore.
No, because it actually reads your IP address. Back then, the whole company family thing was a huge thing, whereas compared to now, it's kind of, there's this distance because now everything's a competition. Back then, you can have literally girls and guys hanging out together. No one would blink an eye. There's no scandal. Now you see, like, say, theory of like V and Jenny are hanging out. Everyone's like, oh no. It's like, why can't they just be friends? You know, why can't they just be hanging out, having a good time in France or whatever? So yeah, it's a much different
we still
time.
see it a little bit nowadays because we see it with 17 and TWS. We're seeing that a lot with Monsta X and the new group that Starship is about to debut because they're actually actively involved in the survival show. But we don't see it like we used to, like you said. Like, I mean, now it's, with it being a global market, it is way more competitive than it was.
It really was, which I totally get why not many companies would want to, like, maybe fraternize with the other groups. I get it. But it sucks because everyone's like, oh, I remember back in like 2012, we would have these dance battles with all these different groups and everyone's just like egging each other on and pretending they're fist fighting. But now it's like, oh no, it's a dance battle. We're going to take you down, you know? Like,
yeah, like, I mean, one of my favorite clips is Got7 and Monsta X behind at a music show.
Yes.
And Jackson's like, I can out rap any of you. I can do, and Jackson's not even a rapper. And then Ju-Honey steps up and he's like, Young, protect me. I can't.
No, I can't. Yeah. Exactly. And that's literally what it is. It used to be so much more fun back then. But I mean, it's still fun now, but you can definitely see a shift in difference in terms of
definitely
respecting other groups and stuff like that. So hope y'all enjoyed this Epic High episode. We'll see you on the next one.
Bye.
Bye.